Hi, and welcome back to the final part of our kitty cat. We will definitely finish this one today. Um, I already finished up this little satellite just with Tombow markers as we did down here, and I laid down on this side already my colors with Inktense just to save us a little bit of time, but we will color this part here just the same way as I did here. I already brought out quite a bit of colors I will do it in purple and pinks and like a light white stripe area in the middle. We will pull the ink a little bit into the middle here, but it should be, I want it to be light in this part, so we have a little bit of a color variation in between. And therefore I used a lot of different colors. Just let me go through. So the lightest pink will be fuchsia. Then we have on the pink and purples we have mauve, and we have red violet, and we have thistle. I hope it's all pronounced correctly. Then we have deep violet, lagoon as a blue tone, then deep indigo, pines gray, although they are pretty similar when they are activated. And then at last, the last one, we have ink black. And I will show you on this side how I do it. I will lay it down, then I will activate, and most probably I will then go ahead and scribble it on a palette just to get it deeper and richer. And then I will deepen some areas up, probably with a brush. At least that's what I do normally. So let's go. I will start with the darkest areas just to map out the light space that I want to be, but I know down here and up there it should be dark, so I lay down my black first, just so you can see. Also, I think after we do the background, maybe I will sprinkle on some stars with maybe acrylic paints or even Coolio pearl shine colors, but I haven't decided yet. That I will decide when we are at the end. Just for the detailings, I think the Inktense part will be rather quick, but I know myself, I can get absolutely lost in the detailing finishing part at the end. So although I said this will probably be the shortest part, I could have been wrong at this point. I'm not sure. We will just see. I've seen already that the videos for this color along are getting longer and longer. So, but as I wrote in some comments and as I said, I want you to have the full process. So if it's a little too long, then just pause and maybe come back whenever you have the time to. I totally get it when you don't have the time to watch a 2-hour video in one step. I'm totally fine with this. That's just what I do too. So okay, then we will take deep indigo and layer it so it will mix together later on. That's totally okay to get a smooth color here. Some of the bigger lines here that I want to color later on in white, I try to avoid, just in case there are some pigments that will not dissolve probably, and but yeah, if we don't avoid all of them, then so what? I don't press too hard it's more layering, and that's why I'm pretty sure the colors will not be deep enough, or deep enough for me at least, at the end, and therefore I go in usually with the brush again by picking up the pigment from the palette. Okay, let's bring in a little bit of more bluish color just here and there. I also go in very light-handed into these rings because, as I said, with this one I want them to be a little translucent, so there's a little color shining through. Okay, now I have to stop here if I want to get this line wider. wider. So now we have to be a little careful on here. Up here it's fine, it should be pretty dark anyway. Let's do a little Pines Gray up here. And I think at the end I will just cover the frame with black gouache, just to clean it up here and just make the whole page pop a little more. The black border will help, I think. But this step I will not record. I mean, what's there to show just by painting a black border? Okay, deep violet. We will start with the purple colors now. Just as I did here in between, in the middle. I don't want the white stripe be completely white. I want a little bit like, how I should say, a little bit cloudy, a little bit, you know what I mean. I mean, we all have seen pictures of the Milky Way. It's not a crisp line. Then we have thistle, I don't know how to pronounce this, but okay, a little bit here and there. Bring it in a little bit. And I go over all these little circles. I will absolutely not leave them out and color around all of them. No. Too much time, and maybe I will color them in later on, either with glitter gel pens or at glitter glue, like stickles. I don't have actually stickles, but many of you will know what I mean when I say stickles. When I use them, I will show you which one I have. Then where's fuchsia as the lightest pink? Bring it in here a little bit so we can mix it here and there. I think I have to stop now already for this part, because I would lost this bright part if I would mix in more of these. Okay, then a little bit of red violet, also just here and there to mix it in, but not on its own area. Okay, here a little bit, here a little bit. Bring it down here. Where's my deep violet? Deep violet, so the darkest one. Okay. Oh, what are you? Deep indigo. Okay, so we can darken up the bottom here a little bit more by getting more pigment here. Here and there. Just a little bit blue-ish. And up here. Black. Okay. I think that's enough for now. Oops. Okay, so then I take my brush, and as you can see, I usually use the medium-sized one, and a little paper towel just to clean my brush in between. And I usually start in the lightest parts and make sure there's enough water coming out of my brush, because like I said, I want to dissolve it properly. And if I want that, the pigment will need a little bit of water to dissolve into. Therefore, yes, use enough. Then I will wet the white parts actually too, to prevent this harsh waterline, because it will just flow into the wet part too, and it will not create a harsh waterline if I use the water on the white area too. And so now we will work over all these areas. I feel this paper is pretty thirsty, so it really soaks in the water. But that's okay. That's good. Okay, and then here. Also, where I hit the white, these lines where I want to go in with Posca, I make sure to activate it there too, because otherwise when I go in with my Posca pen later, the Posca pen will activate it, and then it will for sure tint this area. So, I mean, Inktense are waterproofed after they're activated, so it shouldn't, nothing should happen when I activate them first and then go in with the Posca pen, because they are already activated and dried, and then everything should be fine with the pens, but afterwards. So therefore I make sure that when I hit these lines beforehand, that I activate them too. And here, down here, I will go over to get this translucent look, the lighter colors in. Okay, now I have to work a little faster because I hit the areas under here. Okay. Okay, now we go into the darker areas. Oh yes, this paper is really thirsty. It really soaks up the water like a sponge. I don't get the smooth look. It looks a little bit grainy, but it's okay. It's all good. we can work with that. And it will lighten up later on a little bit when it dries too. And like I said, I always start from the lightest part into the deepest one. Then try to not drag it into your very light areas, but if it happens, it happens. Okay. There's that. And in between, I always push on this brush so the water keeps running, because I actually don't want to dry my brush in between, because you will see a difference, or you will notice when the brush runs dry, because then it doesn't look as good, because the pigments won't dissolve properly. And I mean, when you have thirsty paper like this one, it will take more water, logically. Okay. Like I said, bring it in a little bit here too. Looks a little dirty right now, but it will make sense later on. I hope, at least. I hope that the plan that I'm having in my head will work out. Keep pushing on the brush so the water keeps flowing. I just love how rich these colors become after activating. I love Inktense so much, because it looked like would have been nothing on the page, and when you activate it, it's like boom, there's the color. I love that. Okay, keep pushing. Start in the light areas, go to the dark areas. Here we have a little bit of a harsh line because I didn't wet the lighter parts properly, but it's fine. We can work with that, it's not too bad. I can see it looks a little bit more obvious on the screen right now, but in person it's really not that bad. Okay. Okay, now we will go down here. Now my coffee stain. Let's see if we will need some more pigment over here to make it disappear. But I think it will work. Make the coffee disappear. Well, not quite, but we can bring in some purple later on. Okay, so here's the first layer of our Inktense. I will just pause the recording for a second, for 5 minutes or so, and then we will leave it to dry because the colors will become more bright and soft after it's dried. So I will pause for a second and then we will come back and look where we have to go into again because it's too light, too bright, and then we will work from there. See you in a second. Okay, so it's dry now. Actually, I wasn't patient and used my hairdryer. I don't own an actual heat gun, but the hairdryer just works exactly the same. I personally try to, when I use the hairdryer, I dry my pages from the back because the heat will make the paper curl in the direction where the heat source comes from, and this is already a little bit warping upwards, so I put the heat from the back to make it curl a little back. In the end, I will probably heat this whole page up a little bit on the highest setting for my hairdryer. Don't do the highest setting with an actual heat gun. I think they are getting really hot. Don't burn your paper, but with a hairdryer I'm fine. I will heat up the whole page, then close the book and put some heavy books on top, just so all the warping and stuff will get pressed back to a smooth and even surface. Because something I really don't like is warping and crinkly paper. That's not something I like. Okay, but you can see it lightened up a little bit here and there, but not as bad as I thought. So now I'm bringing in my beloved palette. As you can see, these stains are all Inktense because I can't get it cleaned properly since it's permanent now. But it's okay, it will not change the colors anyway. So I need something deep, so black. Black, 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 black. Now we are just doing the areas that I want to be really dark and rich and deep. Then where's my deep indigo? Deep indigo. And when you see the tips like this, that's why they became like this sometimes I use them with the brush directly from the lead. So that's the deepest and richest way to do it. And then your tips will look like this, but I'm totally fine. I also have the Inktense blocks. After I have had the pencils, I thought I would use the blocks for the bigger spaces like here. I don't know what it is, maybe I'm using them wrong, but for me they are getting a little bit chalky and are not as permanent as the pencils when I use the blocks, so I am actually not a big fan of the blocks. Don't know what it is, but for me they are not working as I'm used to them as a pencil, so I have them, but I don't use them that often. Then, yeah, since they're very expensive, I have them. I did not return them. I will use them in between, but if you are thinking about getting Inktense, I would suggest you or recommend you getting the pencils since they are smoother. You can work with them in bigger areas and in smaller areas. That's something that's really hard with the blocks. But yes, maybe I just haven't figured out the right technique to use them. I will train for sure, but when I want to do Inktense, then I usually go with the actual pencils and not with the blocks. And yeah, if you're going to use the Inktense or buying your first set of Inktense just to try, I would suggest the pencils because you will have more successful attempts in learning how to use them with the pencils, I think, at least for me. Okay, so that's mauve. Sorry, I didn't tell you. That's mauve. Here I already forgot what it is. Oh, thistle. And that's fuchsia. And now we have deep violet. That's black, that's deep indigo, that's lagoon, that's deep violet. And will we take another one? Let's do red violet. Oh, was this red violet? And I missed thistle? Yeah, I guess. Ah, anyway. No, it's a different. It's fine. Okay. Wet brush. Wet brush. Okay. Then we go again from... Now we go from dark to light. Very dark, yes. But that's what I want. It's all good. And I don't care about the frame right now because I will go over it with black wash paint anyway, so all good. Just get the rich color in. Mix it a little bit with your previous colors. Oh, that's lagoon, that's the blue tone. Then deep violet, let's go a little bit more the purples. As long as you use a lot of water, you can dissolve them and blend them pretty good. Okay. Deep purple down here. Since we are going here in the purple areas, then fuchsia. I think this was mauve. Okay, looks good. I mean, you can start this way from the palette right away, but I just like to have it a little bit more mapped out in before. And as you could see, it takes no time to just lay down the first layer with pencils and then activate it. Fuchsia. But at this point you have to work fast, so no time for playing around. Inktense are pencils that you have to work quite fast. They don't excuse much. And I think that's a point where many people will have issues by using them or learn how to use them. They are a fast medium. You have to hurry. At least in coloring books, I don't know how they behave on actual watercolor paper that holds the water a little bit more before it soaks in. But this paper will not forgive you much. It will force you to work fast. Okay, then we go back to black and work from the bottom up. Just don't hit our kitty cat or main element yet. And dark indigo to go into the more blue parts and mix it in. Lagoon for more bluish tint. With this I can go over because these pigments are already activated. It's all good. So deep violet here and there. Then do we want mauve? Yes. Mauve is good. I'm always doing the check view if I'm recording or not. Okay. I think this side I'm happy with. Just still not dark enough down here for me. Indigo, dark indigo. Yeah, that's better. Oh, you couldn't see! You couldn't see! Okay. But I did the same thing as I did up here. Now we try to stay in frame. 1 second. Okay. Then up here, we're starting not with the black, but with the deep indigo. Up here. Then deep violet. Can't remember what color this was. Maybe red violet, I'm not sure. But since we are mixing all of them anyways. Okay, a little bit more. These spaces are a little too bright. Doesn't fit. Mauve. Mauve. Don't know. Now we are getting a little too purple on the right side and lost it a little bit here. You want a smooth transition between the colors at least. Fuchsia. Bring back the pink. Mauve again. You see the water line that we just created in the base color is gone. So you can fix it afterwards if you get something like this. Fuchsia. Go down here. Just enough water. Mauve. And you see that the lights, bright stripe that I said is not actually white. So we have a little bit of color in there too, but just very, very light. But I think if it would be really white, it would look odd and just not natural at all. So, okay, lagoon. Maybe let's bring a little bluish in here too. Oh, this takes so much water. But I'm really glad that I can show you that this paper can handle a lot of water, because we are using actually a lot of water. I can tell you. Some other books would not handle this. Absolutely not. But with the Mythographics, I'm really happy. They take it like a champ. Okay. And as you can see, in this way, I didn't scribble that much on the palette, but this little bit of pigment goes a long way. So you really don't have to use much to get these colors really deep and really rich. That's also something that I really like, since they're pretty expensive. Just save your stuff. Well, let's bring a little bit here so it looks more cloudy. Okay. Still not. This part looks a little too bright. There, that's better. And the last part down here. Really black, really deep. Were we in frame this time? Yes, we were. So good. Little black up here. Just tiny bit. Okay, are we happy? I think we are happy. Okay, so pause 1 second again. We'll dry this again and then I will be back. 1 sec. Okay, so we are back. Already put away all my Inktense pencils again, so have a tidy space again. I just said that I think about sprinkling some acrylic paints or gouache paints on this, but I will not do this because I would have to cover up all these little things so I don't get the splatters on there, and I'm just too lazy for this. At this point I will do the dots and stars with Posca Pen. And this baby here I brought out because I feel I want, for example, the planets or the kitty cat to have a little bit of a white glow around, and I will do this, I think, or I will try. I'm not sure if it works out, but I will do this with the white pencil just to give everything like a glowy aura. Just very light because I don't want to have this really harsh line. I will pressing down harder towards the planet. I will show you this now and then I will pause again and do it on the other planets, just so you can see what I want to do with them. But I will not make you sit through all of this because this will be a little bit time consuming, I guess. So I just lighten it up around a little bit. It doesn't do too much, but after we use the Inktense, the surface is roughed up a little bit. So yes. And then I think I will even put down a white border for this one. We will see if I will do this on the other ones too. Okay, towards the border of the planet I will press, like I said, a little harder. And then let's see. Let me just twist you around for a second. Whoa. Let's see if this works like I want it to work. And create the effect that I want. Yep. I think that looks okay. Okay. Then just thinking if I have something that I can use that's a little bit more bright than the white pencil, but right now I have no idea. But this pencil will also work. Okay. And down here we'll do the same. To make it appear a little glowy. Yep, I think that's good. Maybe soften it out. I'm so sad that they are discontinued. So since I know they are not longer available in this form, and I'm somehow scared that the pencils will not be the same as these colorless blenders from Caran d'Ache. I haven't tried the pencil. Has anyone tried the pencils? Because since I know they will not be continued, I use them so very, very rarely. although I really like them. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. Let's see if we can get a little bit more up here. Yes. Okay, so this I will do probably around these little guys and the big one up here, but I will not make you sit through all of this, so I will pause you again for a second and then we'll come back. Okay, so you can see I did a little bit of detailing already, but all I did basically was just cover the lines of these thingies with white Posca, and that's it. Just the outer lines, the in-between I left free, so the background can show through. I also put some outlines in white Posca around the little planets. Here and there I set a little white line to separate our kitty cat from the background a little bit and from the elements. But that's basically all I did, and I just jumped over it because these Posca works alone took me now, I think, also 45 minutes. And putting down a Posca pen, I'm really sure you can do this without me showing you how to. Also, the little dots we had, I covered just with Posca because, like I said, I didn't sprinkle the paint on, but I wanted some stars there. Therefore, I just painted them with Posca, and I left the rings over here. Here I did them already. I just covered the lines and I dotted a little bit of like the stardust around them, but I left this one so we can do it together, just in case you don't know what I mean. So I just take my Posca and cover the lines roughly. I'm not trying to hit it perfectly, just roughly go over, cover them a little bit. If I don't hit them perfectly, then it's fine too. And then I'm gonna dot on it a little bit as if there were little rocks and stars and particles floating around. So like this, I just covered the lines and then I just go in and dot, 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 dot. Also go a little bit over like this. Okay, on this side also. And that's basically all I did with the rings around the planets. Now I brought out my Jelly Roll Stardust glitter gel pens. I mean Stardust. What other stuff would be fitting to use on this page? I will take the colors according to the background, so pink and purple and what else? No, blue I don't want. And I see I am missing one. Don't know which one. And let's take the silver one. And all I'm gonna do is just add some dots here and there. Just a few to get variation in it. They will not be very obvious. I already... okay, I just got another idea that I can add. It could look good. Okay, so these. Could you please work? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, just a few here and there. Just tiny spots. Okay. Then the purples. Oh my, these may be a bit too obvious. So maybe we will not use them on the rings because they are too dark, but okay, no, okay. One sec, I will bring in another medium that we can use that may look good. 1 second. Okay, here we are. The magic glittery stuff, the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. And what I will do, I think I will get my hands dirty. I don't want a very thick coat of this. That's how it looks, just you can't see that much, but okay. And now I will play around like a little kid and use actually my fingers and just dab it on. I think I have never done this, but I just imagine it could work. We will see. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. So, okay, just dipping it on. I don't want it to be glittery as hell, just a little bit here and there. Around here. Yeah, you can see. Okay. Maybe around the planets just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Good idea. Like it. Okay. Try not to hit the kitty. I don't want the kitty to be glittery. Does it show? Yes, a little bit. That's good that you can see it now, because I know in the pictures afterwards it will not show up. As usual. Okay. Just a tiny bit here and there. Around the planets, maybe. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot. This will be very glittery, but okay. Okay. Maybe a little bit here, there. A bit more here. Just very light. That's fun. That's actually fun. Let's see if it shows up on camera somehow. I mean, you can see this is glittering like crazy. So that's good that it shows up. The other ones too. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, this one we forgot. Try to get it not on the cat and on this spaceship, just on these rings. A little bit over it, but not on the other elements, maybe. Here I have to be careful not to smoosh the tumble markers too much, but I think that's okay. Are we glittering? We are glittering. Good. Show up! Show up. Thank you. Yes, that's good. I like that. And that's it for this one. Okay. Now I will leave you once again. I will color the black border, and then, if you remember, we have one more step that I told you in the beginning. This one will be done too after I color the border, and then I will come back to you and we'll finish up this first color along in just a second. Okay, so what do we think about the black border? Good, right? Helps the colors pop even more. Also, I think the black is fitting the theme a little bit more than the white. So that means we have one brave step now left to do, just one, and that's the glass. You remember that I told you that I will color everything that's behind the glass, and when you look through a colored glass, everything behind this will appear that color. That means this kitty cat will get green. Don't scream at me. I told you beforehand. By the way, this is what I used for the border. Winsor & Newton black gouache paint. If you're wondering what gouache paint is, it's kind of in between watercolors and acrylic paints. This is a very, very thick watercolor, very opaque. So, actually, I'm as nervous as you are, but it has to be. I want this helmet to be green, and it will look good, I hope so. So that means I can hear you scream out there, stop it, it will be okay. So we will take our Ohuhu Spectrum Green and we will cover this whole thing. Yes, we will do it. Maybe we will ruin the page, but then at least you know which step you should leave out when you color along. But I will do it. Okay, okay, calm down, calm down. Let's do this. Ah! No, kitty cat! Kitty cat is going green! Yes, kitty cat is going green. It will be okay. It's a very light green, so it will not be too bad. But as you can see, it will not even show up that bad, so we are good. We are fine. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but we have to do it. Kitty cat will be green. Get green, kitty cat. Okay. Oh! Good job. once again, but I don't know where it is. Here. See, it's not that bad. But it's not enough. It's not enough for me. Da, da, da. 1 second. Yes. It's sugarcane. Because this kitty refuses to be as green as I want it to be. I mean, it is a helmet. It is closed. It is in space. So if the kitty doesn't want to be green, then don't go to space. You know? Then that's not what you're doing, kitty cat. Still not dark enough. Still not where I want it to be. To look like a real helmet with the glass in front of her face, his face, whatever. I know that's super hard to go over all of this, just psychologically, to cover all this. But it's gonna be worth it. I hope it's gonna be okay. Because I mean, like I said, it's a helmet. If Kitty Cat wants to be in space, it has to wear its helmet and it has to be closed. So that's what you get. All for safety purposes. You know. Okay. Ocean green. I think that's the last one. And then it will be enough, I think. I get that people are scared from this part. I get that. Heart is racing too, but you gotta do what you gotta do to protect Kitty Cat in space. Okay, back to sugarcane. I feel its cheek is a little too white still. And then spectrum green once again. Now we have to go one step deeper and take emerald green for the side. Yes. Yes, that was missing. Yes, think that's a green helmet we have here. And now we will put some highlights on. And then this will look good. I just decided it will look good. Pretty rough. Rough highlight. Very big highlight. If my Posca decides to work at least. Okay. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we are doing it anyway. Okay, do we like this? I think so. Okay, and there's this one streak that the artist gave us that I will turn into a highlight as well. This one here. Just let me turn you around a little bit. But as I did on the background, I think I'm just gonna cover up the lines and let all underneath shine through a little bit. Doesn't have to be that careful. As you can see, I'm not that careful with this. I think now we are missing one here too. Just feels like for me. That's just me playing around now. Okay, so that's it. We actually made it. We actually made it through. Our kitty cat is all green now. Our kitty cat has his helmet on. I hope you all can breathe now. I hope you like it. I like it. And we made it through our very first complete color along on YouTube. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Really, I can't tell you how much, and I really appreciate every one of you who watches this and who watched it, and hope you like it. And we will see what we will do next. I already had a few questions about some videos. I already have some ideas for videos. I haven't decided. I don't know if I will even start recording the next one today, since I actually have time a little bit. But yeah, that's that. And now I will take some pictures, and while uploading this, I will put it on Instagram too. And yeah, then we will see each other, or well, seeing each other is a little bit much, but I hope to have you all here in the next video I post, and maybe in the next color along I post. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.